I thought we really, after the first couple minutes, came out on fire and shot the ball so well that it, but I think you have to also commend Richard's group. I mean, obviously they're kind of on the back end of this grind, and when Nate got going and Washington got going, you knew there wasn't a lot we were going to do to stop them because they were making just terrific plays. So I think you have to commend Minnesota. They're shorthanded. They're at the end of a grind, and they came out tonight and just battled, blow for blow, and made for at least an entertaining game, I think.
Tim, they jumped out to a 7-0 run. You called a timeout after like the first minute and a half.
You can ask me what I said to him.
Well,
because I can't say
you can
that.
paraphrase.
Okay. We just need to get our energy up. It was kind of one of those things that there's a certain amount of competitive fire you lose after being off for over a week. And I'm like, listen, you're getting punched. Like, they are taking this game to you, and we're a little bit casual about it. So, and then we just came out and got in a little rhythm and played better from there.
Isaiah Roby tonight, maybe the best game of his career. What did you see out of him tonight?
Well, first of all, he had maybe the most difficult matchup in terms of you got a powerful guy like Jordan Murphy, and so you're up against it there because he's a walking double-double. Reminds me of Charles Barkley. What are you going to do? Yeah. And Roby, we just we tried to double for a while, but they hurt us on our doubles, and they did a good job moving without it. And he did a good job moving the ball. And then Robes just hung in there, and then he started blocking shots. It's so impressive to me when he gets a rebound, busts out on the break, and he just looks like a gazelle out there. I mean, not many guys in a lot of leagues can do that, and he does as well as anybody. And then I thought he was just really good all night. We found him around the rim, and he made some tough finishes, and we needed every bit of that Isaiah Roby tonight.
How'd you like your guys' composure, especially down the stretch there?
I thought it was good. It was better than mine for a while, but coaches kind of lose their minds this time of year, it seems like. So, but I thought the guys were really good, and the assistants were really good, keeping them locked into a game plan.
Obviously, you had some personnel changes and some transfers and whatnot. How did your guys bond so quickly together?
I think the most interesting thing, Nadine, is that those that stayed, were galvanized. They're like, no, we want to be here. Like, okay, forget that other stuff, right? And so it really kind of drew a line in the sand, and not by me or anything, just drew a line in the sand. Like, no, we're in, right? This is what we're here for. And, I let anybody volunteer to go, anybody, go if you don't want to be here. And so I was really disappointed guys left. With the exception of Nick Fuller, who I knew he should go, and I was glad he's doing such a great job at South Dakota with Craig Smith. And so when you look at all this, I think these guys, going through that spring, really brought them together. And then it was just from the get-go, everybody just was having fun together and doing their whole thing. So it's been a good group to coach.
With you guys now taking over fourth place all alone, how hard is it to not look ahead at the big picture and keep your focus on one game?
Well, I think this group, I hope this group is got the mentality that we just have to show up every night in this league, and we try and give them enough evidence. I broke out in a sweat here late. Sorry, menopause. I broke out in a sweat late. Or no, where was I? Rephrase the question. Yeah, there it is. Show up every night. Yeah, show up every dang night. Stay in the moment. Win every possession. That's what the credo for the Huskers has been all year. I asked the guys what they thought they had to do after one of our exhibitions or whatever, and they said we want to make a statement every game. We want to stay in the moment. We want to win every possession, and we continually talk to that about them, and we try and live that too.
You're tied at 62, and James is on the bench with 4 fouls, and you have that 8-0 run. What kind of happened there? What did you see out of your guys in that little 60-second stretch there?
Yeah, I was worried, obviously, when James has been such a prolific guy and had been going too. But other guys had stepped up, and Evan Taylor hit a huge 3. Roby got one inside, and I forget who else scored. But at the same time, I think Evan might have scored twice in that one. And to see a guy like Evan, who's been like a defensive stopper, he's been the guy that does all the dirty work, and then I take him out of the starting lineup, right? Which when you're a grinder, when you're out there just you're the defensive stopper, and you get a starting stop in the Big Ten, that means something to you. It's not like and so It's not like the guy getting 22. You know, I mean, he knows he's starting. So for him to come off the bench and still have the kind of killer attitude, he showed a lot of huevos tonight. Can I say that, Justin? Okay.
I think you're like Big Ten team to beat them with full strength, you know, going from that game to this game. I mean, can you see the difference in, you know, the guys that are still there and they're fighting out there?
Yeah, you know, that other team, you know, and it is a completely different team. And you look at what they've been through. I remember when Tom Izzo called me after we went to the NCAA in 14, and he said, next year's going to be the hardest year of your career. And he was right. We ended up like winning 12 or 13 games, and it was just awful. And we had injuries, and just everything that could go wrong did go wrong. And then everybody was up for you, and the schedule was harder. You know, it just seemed like. And I remember when I heard that Curry got hurt, I'm like, oh, that is just the jinx. You know, when an upstart hits it, you know, and it's just like calamity ensues. And so I was really impressed with guys like Nate Mason and Jordan Murphy. And I think Richard's done an excellent job keeping those guys engaged. They had Michigan dead to rights. They had us right there tonight. He's really done an excellent job with what he's got left. And 13 scholarships seems like a lot, you know, until you start taking pieces out of there. And so, and you know, now we'll watch Washington kind of get going on a roll. Of course, Nate was just superb tonight, but I've always known that. And we've seen that for a long time. Is he a senior yet?
I think so.
Thank God. Not that I'm tired of him. I just don't want to see him anymore. Anything else?
Anything else, Coach?
This is your first win here?
3 schools. Yeah, thanks. It only took, you know,
How's that feel?
9, 10 games. Feels great. Feels great. It really does.
Glad you snuck it in.
Glad
I snuck that in.
I'm glad you snuck that in. So honestly, this is what did happen. Thank you. Last week somebody said, hey, I bet you're the only head coach to take 2 different teams into the Kohl Center and win. Yeah, I mean, that seems a little heavy, but maybe. I mean, I guess I don't know. I said, yeah, I promise you I'm the only coach to be the head coach of 3 different teams and never win in Williams either. So it's good to get that monkey off the back.